There's a $12 fish in my tank that runs to the glass and ignores everyone else. I took a month to kind of realize this, and so I started filming it. The Yoyo loach is actually native to the slow rivers of Nepal, Bangladesh, northern India. One of the other aspects of it is it has like this razor blade under its eyes for protection, okay? So from the predators or whatnot. The other thing is it's widely known to be sold as a fish for snail control, okay? Hence the reason I bought the fish. So anyways, I bought the fish because I like the color, the texture of it, and also so it can help with my snail control. So the other study is that fish can actually recognize your face. And these loaches, the Yoyo loach, sits right in that ballpark. We essentially have lab evidence that fish can tell human faces apart. So usually when you buy these things, you have to ask the aquarium store, like, hey, what exactly is this fish? And usually, I don't think fish stores do a good job at that. Now, if you go to the aquarium, an actual aquarium, they do great at that because you have volunteers or people who are actually working near the exhibit who are telling that information. But if you're walking up to a store, you're just like, hey, what's this fish about? They give you the most typical basic bare bones things. So I think it's really important for you to go out and do your own research about these animals, right? So for example, I didn't know they had like these little razor blades under their eyes for protection. I didn't know that. Now, when I was asking the guy at the fish store about this fish, he was just telling me the most basic bare bones information about the fish. They work in groups, they have a great texture. That was about it. So I had to nail down exactly what these fish are for and what they do. Hence, I did my own research beforehand, went up to the store and started asking them, hey, just to kind of confirm, like, hey, so these fish right here, are they good with snails? And then he was telling me more details about, or probably just trying to sell me on the fish, honestly. Didn't really seem authentic, but he was saying that, oh yeah, he has a line of snails in his tank that are just like dead snails from his loaches or whatnot. So I don't know, it didn't really feel authentic, but I mean, hey, it's whatever. They're selling the fish, they're trying to get it out, so that's fair. I actually had to ask myself, is this the right fish? Do I want them? Do I just want to give them back, bring it back to the store and lose the money, right? Because typically when you take a fish to the store, you just have to give them back. They don't give you a refund. You take them to the store, they'll take them back and they'll resell them. Because right now, I have to ask myself, are these fish worth it? Are the Yoyo loaches worth it in this tank, right? One thing that I really wanted to happen was, or I was really expecting the first week of these snails to be wiped out, but they're really not doing much. There's hundreds and hundreds of more snails coming along the bottom, and I'm looking across the floor, the seabed or the floor bed of my tank on the substrate, and there's hundreds of baby snails crawling right there. I'm just like, please, Yoyo loaches, do your thing. Now, it's fine. I think I'm just gonna have to deal with it for the time being, give it a few more months, and maybe the Yoyo loaches will just get big and I'll realize the snail is a good snack. And they'll start hunting them, all of them. Yes, that's what we want. Now, I realize that's really morbid, but a part of the aquarium hobby, it's about choice and how you take care of fish. And also, you gotta think about it. If fish eat other fish, that's a part of the natural ecosystem of things. So who am I to destroy that natural balance? If they're gonna eat other fish, they're gonna eat other fish. It's the same as, it's no different than you having a dog and feeding the dog meat that was butchered up beforehand from a cow or something like that, right? Or the natural instinct of animals. Yeah, I mean, I'm just talking on my butt here. Okay. Part of Project Wild Origins, right? Our goal is to understand where these fish come from, educate you guys on the different aspects of the aquarium hobby, the animals that we come across, really pull out interesting information for you. And it's also really cool because we get to travel and I get to take you guys along. So one day we're gonna plan a trip to India. We're gonna find the locals, we're gonna talk to the locals. Who catches them? I wanna know that stuff. So we're gonna take you on a journey eventually, right? We just have to plan it and get there. But that's a part of what this YouTube channel is about. And so I hope you guys follow along and subscribe, because we're gonna be doing things just like that. So as a part of the aquarium hobby, animals, and also travel, okay? And if you're also interested in actual travel and how to get there, tips and tricks. I've traveled all throughout Latin America, and I've been to Europe, and I've stayed on a budget, and I've also lived in even expensive places with friends, and I've did it by myself half the time. And so I share this in my Substack. So follow that Substack link in the description, and it's on the video here if you want those tips and tricks on how to travel and experience that solo traveling and even find the best places possible, especially for somebody like me who's a digital nomad. You can live that life as well. Share that in my Substack. So the yo-yo loach is a pretty interesting fish. It's smart, it's interesting. I love how they just swim in the tank, and especially when they swim with each other, it's pretty interesting. And then, well, when I first got them, they were just swimming along the glass. And I was kind of worried because like it was like every day for like a week straight. They were swimming along the left side of the tank all day long. But now they're kind of exploring around. And so what I learned is that they are forming their pack and they're understanding the tank themselves. And then there's one scout, there's that one fish going along the substrate, going along the tank and discovering everything else. And so I guess that's the scout. All the other fish are just swimming along the window and everything, or the glass. I do love fish when they school together. Now, I don't think it's necessarily a schooling fish, but they do swim together, but sporadically. It's not like this full schooling effect that you get with like tetras or whatnot, right? The other thing I forgot to mention is that these fish actually sit still like they're dead. So I was trying to figure out is one is dead. Like I've seen it before in a video, but the other aspect is one was sitting under a rock and just sitting there. And I was watching it for 5 minutes straight and didn't move. And then I turned around and looked back and it was like, oh yeah, and just started swimming away. So these fish are actually pretty cool. The one thing I'm gonna mention is my kind of tank it works for me and my style. I kind of like the low tech feel. It's also pretty simple. I don't like the filters that sit on the back of the tank because that also causes like a lot of noise. I appreciate the ones that has tubes running along the tank, especially my tank is tall. So it's kind of hard to reach over at the top. So I have a filter, I have a canister filter tank type of setup, which sits under my tank and the tubes backfill. So they come on the back of the tank and they sit on the top. And it's very silent, especially I have a Fluval 407. So my tank size is a 75-gallon tank. Yours might be different, so you might have a different filter setup, okay? Now, I appreciate mine because it's quiet. I barely hear anything. And on top of that, when the water flows in, it's quiet. Now, however, the downside of that is because it is so quiet, I don't have much aeration at the top. So like moving waves, that's normal. You need that. So I have a wave maker, okay? So I decided to do a water change, which I typically try to do weekly, every Sunday. This time around, I actually went a little bit over just because, well, one, I was busy, but two, I wanted to see the reset from last time because now the algae growth is a little bit more, and the goal was to kind of create a little bit more algae in the tank so that my plecos can eat and also my autocyclus catfish can also eat as well. So I wanted to grow a little bit more algae, so I waited a little bit more before I did another water change. So right now it's a bit over a 50% water change, and now it's just kind of some redesign essentially. So I did like a redesign to the substrate, not substrate, what do you call it? The hardscape. There we go. So I kind of want to give like this scene or like a theme with the horizon. So you notice how there's like a little entryway now. So it kind of creates like this little island effect towards the bottom. So like everything on the outside is like a little bit more exposed. And then when they want to go back inside, they have a lot of hardscape and plants to kind of hide behind. Driftwood that I picked up back there was actually something I found on Facebook Marketplace, which was nice. It's actually bigger than that, right? That's a cut up piece. So I cut it in half. So it was like 10 times bigger than that. And it stood out the tank. So it was much bigger. And so when I cut it, it gave a lot more room for the fish to swim around in. Now I do have an algae problem just because of the windows, right? So it's a lot of ambient lighting that I get. All I'm gonna say is I appreciate the hobby. It's fun, it's engaging. You get to customize your tank however you want. It combines so much and it's fun, but it also can be daunting. And that's with everything. Learning and failing and trying again and trying again and trying again until you're successful at it. I've been doing this for about a year, but technically I've been surrounded by it half my life. And now I'm wholly in it, without the help of my father. Sometimes I'll ask him for help, but it's kind of like, it's different because I don't live with him anymore, even though I was younger. But now it's kind of like, you're in this, you're doing this by yourself. So yeah, keep learning, keep doing it, don't give up. And yeah, I almost gave up actually because the algae overgrowth and the Malaysian trumpet snails. So I have two issues, two things that typically people in the hobby give up because of these two issues. I appreciate you guys watching this video. You've made it this far. You guys are amazing. I love you guys. I appreciate it. Please like this video because it helps with the algorithm. Subscribe for more videos like this where we're going to be traveling, combining the hobby with travel and learning more about the species that you enjoy and that you like and learning more about new things. So we're going to be talking about that too. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.